Yeah, 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 Ergo. Hey, 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 look.
And welcome back to another episode of Millennial Dungeon. I go by the name of Stefan.
I'm Amari, aka Afropuff.
And you already know what time it is. Jay, what time is it, Steph? It's time to get locked in. Let's get it popping. What's up, Afro?
Goodbye, Steph.
You
Goodbye.
know you like that intro.
Mid.
Oh, hate alert. Danger, danger.
Never that. Never that.
Danger. How you
Never.
feeling?
I'm pretty good. Tired.
Busy day with the kids?
Yes. Just
Mm,
a busy day in general. Busy life.
yeah.
I need a
Adulthood ain't
break.
no joke, ain't it?
This is the most ghetto hood I've ever been in.
Yeah, don't they lie to us, yo? Talking about growing up is fun.
It's actually funny you mentioned that because I had my sixth graders respond to a journal prompt that was basically like, what age are you looking forward to the most? And one of my students kept it so real and said she's not looking forward to none of them because she's trying to be a kid for as long as she can. And she recognized that growing up is a part of life, but she happy where she at.
Right, Peter Pan that motherfucker as long as you can, please, please, yo, it's a trap.
And that was so funny
But
because so many of my kids were talking about, oh, I want to be 18. I want to be able to move out. I want to be able to do what I want. And I was laughing because one, that's not how turning 18 really works, especially if you're still living in your mama's crib. Second, baby, I promise you, it is more ghetto out here. You think it's ghetto at 18?
bless their heart, not 18.
Something.
Damn, I feel old. But they, with that being said, let's just jump right into this topic. So
Yeah.
it was a clip on TikTok. The Steve Harvey show, and
Mm-hmm.
he had a woman in the audience, and basically she was asking him a question. Okay, so she's in a relationship with a long distance relationship with a man that lives in a different state, and they've been talking for a little over a year. And she told him that she didn't want to have kids, and he was said like, yeah, he's acceptive of that. Now, at first, I'm watching the video, I'm like, okay, she don't want to have kids. All right, it is what it is. Not everybody want to have kids, whatever.
Not everyone should
Now,
have kids.
yeah. So he says he wants to get married. And she said that's fine, but if he was to move to the same city as her, she says that she wants to live in two separate households. She wants to, yes, that's right. That's why your eyes look like that. She wants to have a marriage in two separate households. So, before I say what I gotta say, because I gotta say a lot.
Three, two.
Her. So let's jump right into it. So on TikTok, it was a video of the Steve Harvey show. You know that show. And basically, a woman in the audience, she was asking for relationship advice. So, boom. Apparently, she's been in a long distance relationship for over a year. And she told the guy that she's talking to she doesn't want to have kids. And he was cool with it. And I'm thinking to myself, watching the video, all right, it is what it is. Not everybody want to have kids, whatever, yada, yada. So she keeps going on to the topic and she says he wants to get married. I'm like, all right, cool. That's what's up. But here's where the kicker comes in. If they was to get married and he was to move to the same state as her, she says she wants a two separate household marriage. Right. A two separate household marriage, meaning he live over there, she live over there, but he's still expected to pay the bills there and still expected to pay the bills over there. Now, before I say what I gotta say, because I gotta say a lot, what you think?
Okay, first I want to know where I watched the video too, and I didn't see her say she wanted him to pay for both households.
That's Now hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna get into that.
That's the only issue I have with what you said so far.
Okay, go ahead.
Um,
Because I had to go and watch the whole thing because we
okay,
only
so
see the
she did
TikTok.
say that
Yeah,
in the whole thing. All right,
yeah.
never mind. Okay. So I wouldn't do it personally, but I understand the need for your own personal space. I don't think you need a whole house personal space, especially if you're expecting your partner to pay for both houses. It'd
Mhm.
be different if you pay for one house and and they like pay for the other. But also she lived in like San Francisco or something. Like in California. It's expensive out there. Like, and one idea is like almost genius because it's like we get to be married and love each other and have that coupleness, but then also we get our space. But I think you could do that easier by having separate bedrooms, like the old days, all old days, like when you were wealthy and in like the 1600s. They might have been onto something because the one thing my mom is always like, she's like, I wish I had my own room. And I think really it's just that everyone needs their own personal space, a place where they can decompress and relax and do what they kind of want. And just because you're married doesn't mean you don't still need personal space. It doesn't mean you want to be around that person 24/7. You know what I mean? And so I think it's good to have your own personal space, have your own hobbies, your own interests. But like homegirl it was a stretch. It was a stretch because who was paying for two houses? And Kelly, not I. Huh? So we're gonna have to move in together to be economical, but I'll take one half of the house and you take the other half of the house.
You got what you had to say?
Yes, Steph.
Okay. So let me say what I gotta say. First of all, bravo. How bold she is. I don't know where she mustered the courage like to come up with the ideas. Like, listen,
and say
if you
it.
come and move to my city, then I expect you to be married to me, and you live in that house over there, and I live in this house over there, and you gonna pay for both. Okay, pumpkin? And just gave him a little kiss on the cheek. I didn't even have enough
It's ballsy.
heart to say when I was a kid that I missed the bus as a kid to my mom. I didn't have the courage to say that to my mom. But you got the courage to say, listen, you're going to be a protector and provider for me and pay for two of these houses, and I don't even want to have your kids or nothing. I was cool with the kids part. I was like, you know what? Not everybody want to be parents. But you telling me I can't live in the same house as my wife? Imagine you on watching a movie with her and you getting all comfy. What you doing? Put your shoes back on. You got to leave in an hour. What? In the house that you paying for. That's crazy.
Yeah. That is wild.
That people was bold, and
maybe it might be cool if you had like two houses and they were connected by like a little bridge. That might be nice, but you have to have money for those type of things.
And who wants to live in a house like that? Talking about connected by a little bridge. This ain't Bridge to Terry. Like this ain't a fairy. You want a house like that?
I mean, not for me and my husband, but for like me and my friends.
Me and your friends. It's kind of like the Chronicles of Narnia. They was like a little bridge that connects us to the world. This ain't a fairy tale. Talking about, okay, first of all, do you got the key to your separate house? Okay, so open this bridge. No, this ain't the border of Mexico. Either we in it all this together or we not. I don't like that idea. Like I get it. We all need personal space, like because you don't want to be under your partner 24/7. But at the same time, if you don't even feel comfortable enough to live under the same roof as your husband or your wife, what's the point of getting married? Because first of all, I know you already know this, but marriage is expensive as fuck. You get what I'm saying? Weddings are expensive.
Well, maybe they're going to the courthouse to save money. Steph, you don't know. Shit.
It's still expensive just to think of all the things he's probably going to have to do. Because like you said, San Francisco is expensive. So buying two houses ain't like it's going to be like getting a couple dollars out your wallet.
Buying two condos ain't going to be,
exactly, I mean? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's weird, like how people. You know what's funny? I was looking in the comments too, and a lot of people was agreeing with Steve saying like, "No, she crazy, she's stretching." Like I don't know what she talking about, but it was a lot of people that saying like, "Well, it was some people. I'm not gonna say a lot. It was someone was like, well, maybe we just don't want like a conservative, traditional marriage and stuff like that."
And that's fine, but like, let's be realistic. I think that's fine, but I think it would be hard to find someone who has that same exact ideal of marriage.
Exactly.
And marriage is about compromise and give and take, but like, who paying for that? Because let's be real, if you can afford two houses that are close, near each other, that means you could afford just a really big house that y'all could split in half. You know what I mean? Like, especially in San Francisco. Baby, move to like Georgia or something, Texas.
Moves like George.
You know what I
Or
mean?
here's
Like,
a crazy thing: don't be married at all if you don't want to live in the same house. Just don't get married.
but did she give any reasons for why she wanted to have a
What
separate house?
what she said before in the beginning, and like when I went and watched the video on YouTube, she said in the very beginning how she was got out of a 3-year relationship before she got in the relationship over like a year and a half. So I guess like the dude that broke her heart, like really like did a number on her mindset. So I'm guess she like I don't want to be under no man and stuff like that. So I guess that's where it started.
Which I get, and you can find a partner who respect that. Like, I'm independent, I'm your equal, all that type of stuff. But go to therapy. Go to therapy because, like, if it's so bad, and like if your issues from a previous relationship are so bad that you don't want to live in the same house that you're of the person you're willing to marry, that's a problem. Why are you considering marrying them? Because obviously you have a lot of unhealed trauma and issues, and that's valid. But don't put that onto them.
Exactly.
That unrealistic expectations. Because why are they supposed to be okay with that? You know, the person she wanted to marry might be cool with not having kids because he himself didn't want kids. You know, that's not a desire for everyone. Or some people are like, oh, I'm okay with having kids if my partner wants them, but if my partner doesn't want them, that's also cool. So that might
And
not be a deal breaker for him.
in the video too, like when I watched the whole video, he said that he wanted to have kids, but she told him I don't want to have kids, and he said, you know what, that's cool. So he compromised for
Oh,
her. So when
that's a
I'm
big
looking at,
sacrifice.
yeah, exactly. He's sacrificing his like thing of I want to have kids for her because he loved her. But you telling me you can't sacrifice the idea like let's live in the same house?
Right. Let's be real, that marriage wouldn't last though, because she has too many issues she hasn't dealt with.
Exactly.
Like I said, I get wanting your own room or having some sort of your own space within your house. I can even understand splitting your house in half, quote unquote. You know, like this is my area. I get the west wing and you get the east wing, you know, type shit. But I just don't.
This ain't
I,
Wayne's house. They're talking about I get the west wing, I get the east wing. This Batman
I'm
granny.
being. I'm just saying. Like I said, go to Texas, go to Georgia, buy a couple acres, build up a house. You could do it. Like, dang, I see the big houses on Facebook Marketplace. Like,
The Facebook market. That's where you're going to go to buy that fucking house. Babe, we're going to get a nice little 2-house joint on Facebook market. $20.
but my point being, like, you can want all those things, but you also still need to be conscientious of your partner and realize when your realistics are unfair and come from a place of trauma, a place of hurt. Because so you've been with this man who you now are intending to marry. You've agreed to marry him for a year plus. So it's been 4 years, like, you know, it's been a little bit of time since that relationship that hurt you. If you're not over some of those key major parts, why are you considering marriage? I'm just saying.
It ain't worth it. I feel bad for him because she said that she didn't even tell him yet. Because
I know.
she agreed that they want to get married, but she didn't tell him the fact that I'm not trying to live in the same house as you. So it's like he packing his bags and stuff, being in the front house, babe, open up. And she looking in the window, she like, what you doing? He said, open up, this is home. No, you're home down the street. What you mean?
Which is crazy because he's uprooting himself, his career, maybe even leaving family for her, sacrificing. And that's, you know, that's a part of love sometimes. And that's fine, compromising, all that. But she has to meet him halfway. And like I said, just get separate bedrooms. I think more people would benefit from it.
I don't know, man. I mean, back in the day, they was doing that too on some of our grandparents, but it's just like my thing is, I don't know, because when I think of marriage, I think of it as a union. Y'all together. We in this. You get what I'm saying? So the idea of just being separate in separate houses or even separate bedrooms, it's just like, I don't know. Are y'all really in this? All in
Well,
this?
but marriage is more than just sleeping in a bed together.
Oh,
And
true. Apparently, she don't know
like,
that,
just
but
because you have separate, well, just because you have separate bedrooms doesn't mean you always sleep in your separate bedrooms. But like, maybe you like the room cold and they like it really hot, or I just think when people get a good night's sleep and are well rested, sleeping in their optimal conditions, they are easier to work with and deal with. My boyfriend doesn't understand. I need a certain amount of sleep to be pleasant.
So Mari, so your boyfriend's sneaking back to his bedroom, right? He said, "All right, I got a big day tomorrow. I'm going back to my bedroom." She's like, you can stay here for the night."
I'm gonna be real. It would be the other way around. I'd be the one trying to leave, and he'd be like, "No, don't go," and I'd be like,
You're like, "You can sleep here if you want." Like, what? Y'all married for like 20 years.
"Listen, you could go real old school where you have a bedroom for your, the woman has a bedroom, the man has a bedroom, and then they have a bedroom to share. That the marriage bedroom."
The marriage bed. So they got the guest bedroom, your bedroom, and the marriage bedroom. This the big ass bedroom. What the fuck?
It's the sexy room.
It's the sexy room. That's where the red lights come on. Got the little lava lamp on
The
the side.
ropes come down.
You start kissing on her neck and stuff. This the guest room. If you want to have sexy time, we gotta go down the hallway. Come on. like. So I guess to wrap this all up, my moral of the story, the lesson I'm getting out of this, people, this is why communication is important. If you want something out of a marriage, or y'all have different mindsets on what y'all think marriage is, that's fine. But this is something y'all should discuss before y'all even decide to move in together, or even talk
Or get
about getting a
engaged.
wedding, or even engagement.
I'm just
Y'all
saying.
should be discussing this at the restaurant, even before y'all even get in a relationship.
I mean, I can see not discussing your marriage preference on the first date.
Not on the
However,
first date, but
but
talking
I
stage.
just feel like I won't even say that because the talking stage is BS. So, I just think it's definitely a conversation to have before marriage, or when marriage starts to be discussed. Like, do we want to get married? Do we want to get married to each other? When you're starting to have those type of conversations, you need to start talking about what do you want your married life to look like together before you get engaged, to make sure you're aligned and not hurting yourself. Because let's be real, one, he's either not going to do it, or two, the marriage is not going to last because he's going to have a lot of undue burden and strain trying to uphold two households. That's why so many of y'all granddaddies got caught, because he was trying to maintain two households, and that's difficult.
And sooner or later, he gonna get tired of having sexy time on the phone. And he was like, "Babe, won't you come down the street? Because you know I gotta be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Come on, your house down the street. Please, babe. Like, y'all been married for 10 years and y'all gotta have phone sex. What is going on?" Like, it's crazy.
Goodbye, Steph.
I'm just saying, yo. But I'll say what you said. This is something y'all need to talk about in the beginning, your early stages, before y'all even get into engagement or marriage whatsoever. And yeah, if y'all want two different things, don't even waste each other's time. Just throw the towel in. That's all I got to say. Anything else?
No, I agree.
With that being said, I'll go by the name of Steph.
And I'm Amari.
And this has been another episode of Millennial Dungeon. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah. Ergo.